Q106.7 weather.
Here's your KQNK forecast. A high wind warning continues until 6 p.m. tonight. A red flag warning continues until 6 p.m. tonight. Clear skies today with daytime highs approaching 43. Northwest winds 20 to 25 miles per hour. Lows level off around 22 tonight. Clear skies. Mainly clear tomorrow. High temperatures reach up to 61. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Right now, 33.
This Kansas Information Network update is brought to you by Eaton Roofing and Exteriors.
I'm Britton Rucker, and here are today's top headlines from 12 News. Interstate 70 is closed this morning in part of northwest Kansas. Now, KDOT closed I-70 between Goodland and Colby due to limited visibility. Most of Kansas is under red flag warning due to extreme winds and dry conditions. A Reno County judge sentences a Hutchinson man to 2 life sentences for killing his wife and 4-year-old daughter. Wendell Payton pleaded guilty in October to charges including first-degree murder and aggravated arson. As part of a plea, he cannot appeal his sentence. And a heads up for Kansas farmers. In order to receive assistance from the recently announced Farm Aid package, you'll need to certify your crop acreage with your local FSA office before 4 p.m. tomorrow. In Wichita, Britton Rucker, 12 News.
You're listening to the Kansas Information Network.
What if this was someone in your family that had a chronic illness that they could not get away from?
Millions of Americans live with a disease that has no cure.
I was diagnosed with a rare form of sarcoma. The most immediate findings indicated that I should lose my leg. But it ended up taking 4 clinical trials in 25 years to get me to this point.
Cures are within reach if we invest in funding for life-saving medical research that's needed to find them.
Even if they're unsuccessful in my treatment, that they will have learned from my treatment that will be able to allow others to stand on my shoulders to be able to be helped.
Join the fight for cures. Tell your elected representatives to support American medical research. Visit unitedforcures.org/action to send a letter today. Paid for by United for Cures Action.
Firebolt Ag is a full-service fertilizer and chemical retailer. They customize products for individual farmers' needs, with the primary focus being customer profitability. Let Josh and Jack help you get the most out of your farm ground. They also provide in-house marketing with Ron Wall of Flatwater Solutions. Visit Ron in Phillipsburg or call Josh at 785-854-8484 or Jack at 308-840-2819. Firebolt Ag, your leader in agriculture.
When you've got bugs, we don't want a nuisance that can be.
Lock 'em out. From Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, Lock 'em Out is our very effective residential insect prevention program. We'll come to your place and treat your foundation plus all insect entryways. And while we're there, receive a free termite inspection. Call Mr. Rich Wenzel, our certified technician in Norton, at 785-202-0167. That's 202-0167.
Breaking news. Denise has left the building for the holidays. And while she's gone, guess what? We're turning the loan specials all the way up. Right now at United Northwest Federal Credit Union, grab our Christmas loan special with rates as low as 4.00% financing on 2015 and newer vehicles. If it's shiny, new to you, and newer than 2015, we're ready to help you roll into Christmas in style. But hurry before Denise returns and reins us back in. Stop in today and let's slay this holiday season together. UNWFCU is federally insured by NCUA and is an equal housing lender.
Your KQNK News is brought to you by Firebolt Ag LLC, serving all your chemical and fertilizer needs. The Kansas Department of Transportation and Kansas Highway Patrol are launching a new safety campaign sharing safety guides for western Kansas drivers traveling through areas with blowing dust and high winds. Dust storms often occur from December to April. The region's flat plains, open agricultural fields, ongoing drought conditions, and strong wind patterns create an environment where hazardous dust storms can develop rapidly. Drivers are urged to prioritize safety over speed when encountering high winds or sudden reduced visibility. The high winds can create sudden gusts and cause larger vehicles, including large trucks, RVs, and trailers, to sway or lose control. Blowing dust adds another layer of danger with visibility capable of dropping to zero within seconds. These sudden brownout conditions increase the likelihood of multi-vehicle crashes. KDOT officials stress that knowing how to respond in low visibility situations can be critical, as the right actions may mean the difference between staying safe and facing a serious incident. The agency encourages travelers to be informed and prepared so they can react appropriately when conditions suddenly worsen. The Pull Off, Lights Out campaign outlines several critical safety steps for motorists involving dust storms, which include avoid driving into or through a dust storm if possible. Do not wait until poor visibility makes it difficult to safely pull off the roadway. Turn on low beam lights if you must drive through dust. Never stop in a travel lane. Turn off all vehicle lights, including headlights and emergency flashers while parked. Set the emergency brake and take your foot off the brake pedal, and stay in the vehicle with your seat belt buckled and wait for the visibility to clear. Residents are encouraged to monitor local weather alerts and be aware of rapidly changing conditions throughout the region. For current road conditions and traffic information before you leave, visit candrive.gov or call 511. Kansas State University is launching a new effort aimed at strengthening the future of manufacturing in rural Kansas, starting with students still in high school. With the help of a $1 million grant from the Patterson Family Foundation, several K-State programs are teaming up to expand access to hands-on training, boost STEM education, and provide personalized career advising in rural school districts. The 2-year project is designed to help students move smoothly from high school to skilled trades, advanced manufacturing, and engineering careers. As part of the initiative, 7 rural high schools will receive fully equipped fabrication labs. These fab labs will include tools like robotics, laser equipment, and advanced manufacturing technology. University engineering faculty will help schools set up and use the equipment, while education and computer science experts will work directly with teachers and students to build skills and confidence in the classroom. The project also focuses heavily on career guidance. Advisors from the Kansas State College Advising Corps will work one-on-one with students to explore manufacturing careers and post-graduation options. Those advisors will also partner with local manufacturers to help create internships and apprenticeships, giving students real-world experience whether they plan to attend college, enroll in technical programs, or enter the workforce right after graduation. The effort comes at a time when manufacturing remains a major employer in Kansas, but worker shortages continue. Rural schools often face limited access to counselors, making it harder for students to see career pathways available to them. By combining modern technology, teacher support, and individualized advising, K-State leaders hope to close the gap and give students clearer connections between classroom learning and future careers. Over the next 2 years, the program is expected to directly impact more than 1,500 students and 14 teachers across rural Kansas, helping build a stronger workforce pipeline for the state's manufacturing industry. A long-running water dispute involving western Kansas cities made its way to the Kansas Supreme Court this week, as Hayes and Russell defended their plan to move water from Edwards County through a proposed 90-mile pipeline. At the center of this case is whether the 2 cities can legally transfer water rights they own at the R9 Ranch near Kinsley from irrigation use to municipal use. Hayes bought the ranch in the mid-1990s, and Russell later purchased an 18% share. Opposing the project is WaterPack, a group representing agricultural irrigators, along with county officials in Edwards County. They argue the pipeline would take too much water and further deplete the aquifer. City leaders say the legal arguments boil down to opposition to the project itself rather than actual harm. They point out that students show the city's long-term pumping would have a relatively small impact on aquifer levels compared to ongoing irrigation in the area. They also emphasize that the Kansas Department of Agriculture already approved the change in water rights nearly a decade ago. The cities have also agreed to additional limits on water use beyond that what regulations require, and they say the pipeline would be built gradually, starting with only a handful of wells. The case has been tied up in legal challenges for nearly 11 years, and Monday's arguments marked a major step towards a final decision. Now both sides are waiting for the Kansas Supreme Court to issue a ruling, which is expected in the coming months. Supporters of the project note that Ellis County is currently the only Kansas county with a population of over 15,000 that does not have a reliable local water supply, making the outcome of this case especially significant for the region's future. I'll be back with more after this.
KIN Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuis, Chiefs Vice President of Sports Medicine and Performance. Rick Burkholder spoke to the media on Wednesday about Patrick Mahomes, giving an update on the superstar.
After seeing the MRI, and my doctor saw it, they said everything that he had in this.
Your KQNK News has been brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, farmers helping farmers succeed. You can contact Firebolt Ag today to get the most out of your farmland. Your weather is being brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, your Norton experts for all your pest control needs. Currently, today's widespread blowing dust, mainly between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m., sunny with a high near 43, windy with a northwest wind 30 to 35 miles per hour, decreasing to 20 to 25. Winds could gust as high as 60 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 22, northwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour, becoming south after midnight. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 61, south winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. And Friday evening, mostly cloudy with a low around 33, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming northwest after midnight. Saturday should be partly sunny with a high near 48. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 51. Monday, sunny with a high near 62. Tuesday, partly sunny with a high near 59. And Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 59. Your weather was brought to you by the Hinkle Termite and Pest Control in Norton. You can call Hinkle Termite and Pest Control at 785-202-0167. The Kansas Sports Report is being brought to you by United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything they do for you.
The voice of agriculture, Kansas Farm Bureau.
Farm Bureau is encouraging the U.S. Trade Representative to take a closer look at trade with China, especially since President Trump and President Xi of China agreed to a deal October 31st.
It's a multi-year commitment headed off by soybeans. So they said for 2025, they would purchase up to 12 million metric tons of soybeans, and they have been purchasing some.
Senior Director of Government Affairs Dave Salmonson says Farm Bureau is encouraging further discussions regarding previous agreements with China.
And we pointed out that China did not fulfill that Phase 1 agreement that was signed in 20. They didn't remove all of the non-tariff trade barriers. We let them know that those were things that needed to continue to be worked on.
Listen again here for more from the voice of agriculture, Kansas Farm Bureau.
It's true, many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Philip Eisenhagen. Together we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office at 418 East Holm here in Norton or call 877-3373. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
I'm here with head wrestling coach Bill Brockelman. Coach, you got your season started off last week. You started at Kearney, Nebraska at the Sportsplex there, a very large facility that held 14 mats at that time and probably had room to go there too. But the girls a 5th place finish there and the boys 8th place. And why don't you tell us a little bit about that setup and then, of course, what you liked about your squads?
Overall, I was actually really happy with the way we wrestled. I mean, 5th and 8th don't sound like great accomplishments, but we were the smallest school there by far, and we competed at a very high level very early and got a lot of matches in at once. I think everyone got at least 4 matches. JV mostly got 3 matches. We were able to get a lot of matches and do a lot of learning.
Of course, too, on the medalist rounds, you've got to be really happy, 4 champions for the girls.
Had 4 champions and 2 other placers, and we had 5 boys placers. And it's hard to see that in the team scores also because it was a scramble tournament, so the points are always really weird in team points. But we competed very well. I believe we actually had tied with the top 4 teams for the most placers. And on the girls' side, we tied everybody that had for 4 champions. Nobody else had 4 champions except for Kearney High. So overall, I was really happy. Plus, Case and Miller came out as the OW on the girls' side, so that was a good pickup as well.
One other thing about that tournament, that you're able to take your junior varsity too.
Yes, we took quite a few JV kids, and they were all able to get 3 to 4 matches. It was fast and furious because they were only 1-minute periods, but they were able to get some valuable mat time and get some matches in, which was great.
Also, on a side note, all the junior varsity boys and girls had medaled, right?
Correct. They all ended up medaling on the JV side. I'm going to go ahead and talk about our wrestlers of the week. We went with Case and Miller. Obviously, she won the OW of the tournament. She had a really good tournament. I feel like there was other ones that did as well, but some of them did what we expected them to. Sophia Kane actually majored a girl that had tech fauled her at camp, and she has come a long ways and really improved. So we named her one of the wrestlers of the week on the girls' side. And then Charlotte Garrity, first time ever stepping on the mat, ended up going 3-0 and winning her bracket in the JV side. On the boys' side, Derek Clydesdale was able to achieve his 100th career victory. Wasn't quite able to finish the tournament, but that's okay. We decided that was still a big accomplishment, and he wrestled really well. And then Ethan Bailey on the boys' side, on the JV side, he wrestled extremely well. Lost a tough one, but at one point he showed a lot of grit. Came back down 8, ended up scoring 13 points and getting a fall in a minute period.
Not much room for practices this week, because that's Thursday. You'll have a duel. The boys will be dueling Phillipsburg at East Campus in a 6 o'clock duel there. What can you tell us a little bit about Phillipsburg this year?
Phillipsburg graduated a lot, but they have some coming back, and they have a pretty big freshman class as well, like we do. Burrish is going to be tough at 57. Russum's pretty tough at 38. But we should have some good matchups, and hopefully we can come away with a good win.
Also on Thursday, the girls will travel out to Colby, and that'll be a junior varsity tournament. And why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
We're sending our JV girls to the Colby tournament that we've gone in years past. It's a bracketed tournament, but it's a good chance for our girls to get some matches in. It's still a varsity tournament, so they're still going to get some tough matches. But like you said, with these next 2 weeks are real short because I think we figured up we only got 3 practices left before Christmas break. The rest of them all have meets.
Then Friday, the girls' varsity kicks it off as you travel to Great Bend for a 2-day tournament there. And Friday they'll start at 11 o'clock. Can you just kind of briefly go over that?
Yep, it'll be at the high school PAC is what they call it. It's a big gym. It's going to be packed in there. So if you're going, make sure you get there in plenty of time. Maybe bring a chair to sit on just in case there's no room in the bleachers. But there's going to be a bunch of teams. I believe I saw 29 teams. A lot of different schools, a lot of different competition, and those girls are going to get to simulate that state tournament with a 2-day tournament and really be able to compete. So I'm looking forward to it.
Not only is that a bigger school, but yet it's also you got several smaller schools going there.
Correct. There's a lot of league schools that go there as well, and a few other small schools. But it's going to be really competitive, and I'm excited to see how we size up.
And then the boys, they'll be traveling up to Holdrege, Nebraska. They added the junior varsity this year. JV will start at 9 and the varsity at 9:30. Always a fun little tournament to go to. What are your thoughts about that?
I always like the Holdrege tournament. They did add Scotts Bluff back in this year, so there's going to be some tough competition there between Broken Bow and Minden and Scotts Bluff and Nebraska City. There's always some tough kids there, so I look forward to our boys and hope they can compete.
Well, Coach, we're going to wish you the best luck on your schedule this week, as where you'll have the girls at Colby on Thursday, a duel in Norton against Phillipsburg. Friday, the start of the Great Bend Invitational there for varsity girls, and then Saturday, varsity and junior varsity at Holdrege. Reporting for KQNK, I'm Fig Millen.